Hello, it's Nikki and welcome back to Tuesday, where I talk about pricing and packaging your services. And this is going to be, I guess, a little warm up to the reflections of this year, where you're going next, the check-in, and I've got something brand new coming your way very, very shortly. So keep an eye out for that. I'll leave all the details down below once it's live, but it's going to be really great. It really solves a problem that I'm very passionate about. So watch this space. So today, let's talk about money. Let's talk about pricing and packaging and gather some data up. And I think that sometimes when I say this to clients, it slightly terrifies them because money can feel a bit serious, or like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I want to do that, or we get stuck in where we are right now. And I guess this is where I want to start. Where you are right now with your pricing, your packaging, your business is not a reflection of what you are capable of. And this is important, that we don't just come to a standstill and define ourselves by it. Sometimes our greatest lessons, our biggest failures, make us who we are. And I'm not saying that that's you, but I have definitely made loads of mistakes over the years. And the temptation and the thing that my head wants to do is to stay in those mistakes, like really wallow in them and go, I'm such a terrible person, I'm all of these things. And yes, feel all the feels. And then make a move, make a decision to move from them. And it's always interesting when I do speaking, or if I'm hired for an acting job or things like that. Do you know what? As painful as these life experiences or business failures are at the time, they end up working in my favor, because when somebody comes to me or puts their hand up in a speaking gig and there's a level of vulnerability to that, I'm never going to be that person who's like, you just need to do this, just forget about it. I've always got that empathy and that compassion, and I will endeavor to help that person navigate their way through that. And remember, we are all human beings trying to figure it out as we go. Many of us were not taught these things at school. We are really learning on the fly by doing it. And so that's where I want to start. I want to champion you for all of the things that you've tried and attempted and had a go at this year, because you only get the things that you want by taking the first step and having a go. So the first thing I want to ask you, as we are in this time where lots of people are buying and selling, I want you to ask yourself, what's your focus going to be at this time? What are you selling? And what is the kind of the angle around it? What's going on? Is it something that is targeted seasonally? Is it this time of year? Are you thinking ahead? Have people been thinking about this thing for a while and actually they now know that they need your service in which to do this? I want you to be very clear about what you're selling. And the answer is not, well, just like anything on my website. Sometimes you have to be the curator of your website. You have to gently guide people what it's going to be right for and how you can support people by listening to their needs. Number 2, I want you to pay attention to your money leaks. In life and in business, those habits, those leaks, those behaviors that need tightening up. Maybe your paperwork is always a mess. Maybe you don't have a lot of systems. Maybe you're not on top of your invoicing. Maybe you keep overly discounting. Maybe you buy things a lot because you feel like it. It's time to look at all of these things. In order to get to where you want to get to, you have to clean all of this stuff up. And sometimes we don't want to. Sometimes it's really ingrained. Sometimes it's that moment of, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Right, now it's time to step things up. Stepping things up is a 360 experience. It's not just one area of your life. So I want you to notice what those gaps are, what needs tightening up, making sure that things are moving and shaking. Number 3. This phrase, well, it's Christmas, so ... It's Christmas, so I will spend all my money. It's Christmas, so I better overexert myself or over-deliver or do all of these things. Yes, it's lovely to throw yourself into this season if that's what you want to do. And sometimes a bit of an indulgence, a bit of expansion is great. But Christmas is soon forgotten in January. And once it's over, we are the ones who are like dealing with the consequences afterwards. And so even though this phrase, it's Christmas, so I want you to ask yourself, what will my January version make of this? And give it some thought. I'm going to leave it there. I know everybody feels differently about the holidays and Christmas and all the rest of it. So I'm just going to leave it there to dangle. Number 4, observe your emotions. Observe your emotions with selling, pricing, putting yourself out there. When you look at your bank account, how you approach a sales email, what it feels like in your body when you pitch, all of these things. Observe your emotions. Your body, your emotions will tell you everything, mostly. They will tell you so much. That's what I want to say. They will tell you so much about what is going on. If you are hesitant every time it comes to send a selling email, you've got work to do with your selling. There's something going on under there, because the selling part should just be easy. It's a fundamental part of business. So if you are like over analyzing stuff, over checking in, it's time for you to make an adjustment and get some help and support. Number 5, declutter. Your desktop, your desk, pieces of paper, old energy, whatever that looks like, receipts in your handbag. I know, like, I've got this huge Liam Gallagher Parker, and these pockets are deep on this, and the amount of times where I like take rubbish from my kids because I don't want them to like lose it or throw it on the floor or any of that. They don't throw it on the floor, but you know, when there's not a bin and they're like, I can't carry this, mummy, can you hold it? I gather up all of that stuff. Now is the time to create a clean slate, because it's your time. It's your time if you say it's your time. So if next year, 2025, is the year where you want to make some mega moves, it's time to begin the clean up right now. It's almost that moment before you begin cooking. Clear the decks, wipe down your surfaces, wash your hands, get everything out that you need. If you do that, already you'll feel like you're in a TV studio, and that's quite fun. But it just feels more organized. It feels great, starting from that clean slate. So what do you need to do? What do you need to do in that moment? If you are looking ahead to creating your income pie, come on over. It's available. It's ready for you, and you can get cracking and started. Lots of love. Bye.